Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back for another episode of Magic and Mythos, and I am kind of moving into this end city here. As you can see, I got a little bit of stuff rigged up, and I've also made sure that I'm not on the first floor where things can just casually walk in. But anyhow, I have my Ender Furnace, Ender Diffuser, Tool Workstations, I got some Ender Utility stuff, I have my own Crafting Grinder, a transmutation table, crafting station. I could theoretically even make a whole tinker setup here at some point, but I don't see that as fully necessary because I can just kind of pop back and forth with my porter. But yeah, I can do a lot of things around here. One thing I'd like to do, at least I'm thinking of doing, is probably get into extra utilities to go along with inner utilities. Partially because there is a system that I might be able to use to help make this a little bit better. Like, one thing that's just going to be cool is if I can get a very special block, I can place it around here, and mobs won't be able to get through, but I will. So it'd just be like a walk-through door. I believe it's the ineffable glass, but it requires a moonstone and thickened glass. Thickened glass is fairly easy. You can make sandy glass to get it and smelt it up. But the thing is that the moonstone is a bit trickier, because you can make them by using diamond and some of this lunar reactive dust, but that requires a resonator. So let me just get here, because I know this is all at extra utilities, and extra utilities itself has been seriously re-rigged over time. So yeah, not the blocks of metal. I need an angel block would be nice. Eventually, Kaikoku, I will have you. A little easier than it used to be, might add. Let me see here. Where is the... I just need a resonator. Here we go. I need a resonating redstone crystal, block of coal, and some other stuff. This requires an ender shard and some redstone, which is fairly easy, actually. Okay, because all you need to really get that is to have an ender pearl. And there is like I think there's a special glass cutting thing around here. I have to use to fragment. I don't think you can just use it in your crafting grid. Yeah, you have to use like a special glass cutter type thing, which is an interesting little extra step they got, like fragmenting the pearl. Which sounds very dangerous when you think of how much energy is usually packed in those things. Oy. Okay, let me see here. Do I think... no, I don't need a builder's one. Glass cutter, that's it. I just need some iron and a stick, which is fine. So, iron and a stick. So, I think it's actually just 3 of these and a stick. What was that? Okay, the glass cutter is this thingy here. Yeah, it's just that and a stick. Just, again, pretty cool. Okay, so we do that. Okay, we do that. Aren't you glad this thing has support for that? Okay. This doesn't actually do very many things, so why did I even bother? I mean, it really just makes the ender shards. So why did I worry about that? I don't know. I guess because I won't be needing this very often. And once these are EMC'd, it'll be fine. Now, an interesting little fact about these is if you use them up from a stack, they actually visually subtract. Like, I'm actually taking little ones off, and the stack itself, if you look at it visually, is less. Like, there's literally like 2 units in there now. But if I stack them up, it gets progressively bigger. Which is just a cool little visual thing, actually. It's not really a functional thing, per se. It just looks cool. Like, you can literally see the 8 fragments. But yeah, I definitely want a door. Hey, repair talisman. Can you repair this thing? Or is this like a goner forever, just be for like 1 point? Which would be kind of weird. Okay. But yeah, no matter what pops up over there, I'm fine. Especially once I get this ineffable glass created. Let me see here. think it's 4 of these and 1 of these. So a resonating redstone crystal. Ooh, tech tree start. Interesting achievement. Is there anything else I can use these for? Oh, I can use it to make a screen. That I have to use the resonator. Again, I know some of the new progression of this mod, and it does actually have a progression now. It used to not really. But yeah, like this stuff, you also have to use a resonator. And you can do it with polished stone, apparently. And you get stone burnt. Polished stone is a bunch of stone, and it basically smooths it out for you. Kind of like the 1.8 stones, whenever they were added. They allow you to polish them by putting 4 in a group, so it's kind of nice that way. I don't need that for much. What was the other thing I needed these for again? A screen. Yeah, there's not as much use that I have personally for a screen, so let's just pop that in there. Okay, this thing will also show your grid power, which is a very important thing in extra utilities. It has a lot of kind of semi-inner theme stuff because grid power is kind of like a wireless power system. So it kind of teleports the power to you from wherever you're generating it. Like, let's show what I can use this for. I can use this to make these special mills, and they are ways of generating grid power and extra utilities. However, I also need, obviously, one of which just to make the resonator, which allows you to make various components for things. And other stuff, too. Chicken wing ring. That is hilarious. Okay, that is kind of funny. I think it just lets you glide on that one, but there's a better ring, the angel ring, which lets you have flight in an alternative fashion. And the way grid power works, it would actually be better to do it that way because it would be useful because then I wouldn't be burning EMC continuously when I fly. Of course, once I get that Elytra, I'll probably be using those a lot. But they might be too fast. I've had that issue before, where they're literally too fast to keep up with. So, let me see here. There's a lot of interesting things I may have to do, some of which are mainly for crafting. Mechanical crafter, I think that's an auto-crafting device. Mechanical miner. Now, the mechanical user could be useful in all sorts of different ways if I just have anything I want to have continuously clicked like a player. But yeah, I need some more redstone, I believe. Some coal. Yeah, I need that in block form. And I think the next part was that I needed I needed 5 iron ingots. You can't get me up here because you can't see me through the window for some weird reason. Well, some zombies can, but these guys, I'm not sure if they can. So yeah, I'll just make this thing. Resonator. It'd be useful to have more than one of these because but every time you're using one, it will kind of work out of the same pool of energy, and those are each tied to the player. So, let me see if I can make this with just regular stone, because I think that was in the list. Well, stone bricks anyhow. Yeah, here we go, polished stone. I definitely want that referenced for later, because this comes up a lot, apparently, in extra utilities. A redstone lantern. The lunar panels also work out. I wonder if this works continuously in the end. That would be kind of interesting, because the lighting's differently here. There's no day-night cycle. Block armors. Okay. Structural duct. Okay. Okay, but the next thing I need to do is I need to create mills. One of the mills is the manual mill. Let's see, mill. This kind of cuts it down to mills only. Lava mill. Do I need certain things for that? I need stone burnt, so that. Water mill. Windmill. Sawmill, nope. Wrong kind of mill. Lava mill. Fire mill. That can't be done. The sag mill. Yeah, that's a different kind of mill. Was there a manual mill? No, floating. Where was the... It's like a manual mill. Oh, here it is. You need a polished stone, a redstone gear. Redstone gear is... redstone torches around a plank. Interesting. Do I have redstone torch in here? No, I do not. That's fine. I could just work that out because it'd be nice to have that scanned in because I know that's some things that... and there's a lot of things that this adds up to real quickly, so this should make things a lot easier. While I'm at it, target. Okay. Targeting's still a thing you can do, it's just kind of optional. Redstone gear. I will need this more than once, definitely. Because it's used a lot in making mills, so... yeah, that dragon egg mill, oh my gosh, that's gonna be interesting later. But not too much later, because I can't... well, actually, the irony is I may actually get the dragon egg that I need to place on it before the nether stars. That's actually kind of funny. Okay. Now this, I need the resonating redstone crystal, polished stone. So let's assemble this thing. Manual mill. Okay. I think I can toss this in. I might hold on to that for later. Okay, the manual mill allows me to generate power. Whenever I place it down, it will be bound to me. And therefore any power that I generate with it will be mine. This is mostly not relevant because this is single player and I'm not on a server. But just saying that's basically how it would work. Okay, now the thing is I will need to be able to generate enough energy to create some of these other things. Let me see here. This... I'll need to have enough of these for... now this only takes one, I believe. So I don't think I need to worry too much about the amount. But getting to these... I'm not sure if that's going to take like a lot of it or not. But this will usually tell you what you... how much you need. Like this will say... okay, it says 0.04, that's how much it's going to use. 8 is how much I think this thing can deal with over time, but that's not entirely relevant, because I'm going to be, like, working this thing up. Okay. Yeah, I definitely will want more mills. I can generate a lot of these out of nowhere around here. Whoa, I just heard something that was a little bit closer. Oh, hello. Pardon me. Did need you to be around here. Out of my way. I quit. Jumping attacks really help. You can crit with this thing by jumping. And it kind of allows you to hover, so that's really useful to know. Hey, sorry about this, but I'm looking for those Elytra. Okay, there we go. I think I got rid of the enemies that were close to bothering me, because I thought for a moment there was some up there, because even though only shulkers can be spawned in this area, the thing is that they can, in fact, have other mobs teleport in. And in the meantime, just for saying, I did go back to my base in the overworld, my home there, and I threw a few things in. So I took care of getting a lot of things out of my way. So, yeah, because they're kind of stacking up. I like compressed my wallet into some more silver coins. There's still some other things I haven't really stored in any particular location yet, but that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, oh yeah, I need to test how much that lunar reactive dust will be because I need some lapis. So let's just check this because that way I'll know if I can do this straight up or not. Actually, no. I guess this is saying that this is the power I'm generating now, and this is how much I'm going to need, which makes manual mills a really serious trick, because I'm wondering how that would work, because I need to use the manual mill to get something like this done. Well, let me just see if it'll actually work, because I could be estimating this the wrong way. Oh, it's building up additional power as I keep doing this, so it'll be fine. It just needs to reach a certain amount. It needs to reach 8, and then that whole process will go through. So I just need to click this and spin it for a while, and I should be able to get my stone burnt. Yeah, there we go. So that's some of that. See, this can produce how much? Up to 15. So I definitely need better stuff than that. Or at least more sources. Water mills are good. I just need more stone burnt to get that. Windmills are based on kind of where they're placed in a way. But well, the thing is that because I'm on a very tall structure, this will be very, very good actually. So that could be very useful. Okay, either way, I'll need to create a lot more of those. Fire mill. Placed over fire. That's an interesting trick. Gives good amount, though, so I could theoretically do this with a little bit of netherrack. I'm trying to remember if I've encountered any to scan it in. So, yeah. A lava mill is good with lava? Huh. Doesn't seem to require anything particularly special either. Well, either way, I'm gonna like get a lot more polished stone and turn it into more stone burnt. Huh. Like a lot more. I don't need quite that much, but I will be needing a lot going on for a while, so yeah. Okay, I will probably, let me see. How much did I need of this to get this done? It's good to make ineffable. Oh yeah, that's right. I needed it with the thickened glass, which is special. So that's the thing I needed for that. It does seem to act like dye in and of itself, which is nice. There's a dye of a different color. Whoa, that was weird. It counts as magenta. It goes from being blue to magenta in terms of color. That's interesting. But it's very special because of what you need. Okay. Now the moonstones all require diamond of those, so I can manufacture. I actually have one of these at my base, but I'd rather make it here. The reason why is it just shows that I can do this over and over to get the moonstones. So that's going to be very nice. And once I have this, I can make it into the ethereal and or ineffable glass. I think ineffable is the one that allows me to go through but mobs not to. Otherwise it's probably the ethereal glass. But this looks more decorative. So yeah, I think this one just makes it look darker, so it's a little more where you can just kind of view through. But yeah, this will enable me to... and now, it seems to be that this is only generating power up to what it needs to do for each of these operations. So yeah, every time it goes to 8, which is how much the stone burnt requires, then this thing recycles back down to 0. So, and you can actually see where I'm pointing here. It says grid power and power generating. It's kind of cycling up. And that means basically it's like how much you're producing out of how much you can produce total. and how much you're using out of how much you can produce totally. It's kind of, but it's just a lot easier to show off than it is to describe it. But grid power is kind of a different system that was added in, partially because for a while extra utilities was updated into a period where RF wasn't fully functioning in like the new Forge version, so he decided to make an alternate power version of his own, and that was grid power. So he just kind of said, well, if one kind of power isn't working, I'll just make up my own. So he created grid power, which being tied to players rather than wires is actually pretty handy, because that means it's automatically a wireless system and it simplifies things a lot. I know I'm technically doing this right next to the block, but there is no real need to do this, because I could do this anywhere in the world, and because both the resonator and this mill are bound to me, they'd still work together. Like, I could literally just take this thing upstairs right now and spin it, and it would still power this block. I could even demonstrate that, because I know I'm nowhere near the... You know, I've actually released the key, and I'm still spinning this, which is actually kind of funny. I guess as long as I'm pointing at it within a certain distance. How much... Okay, I went towards another block. I've done 10 cents starting that up, so let me see here. I just want to show that I can do this. That was fast. I'm going to do this, let's say, on top of my tool workstation. And it's still generating power. And I did, in fact, make 10 blocks since I've started doing this. So, if I go in there and it's any more than 10 blocks, then it'll be quite apparent that this thing is working between those two locations perfectly without me having to do any kind of special designation. Like, I'm not saying bind this block to this block with a special tool. I'm not using wires. It just works, which is kind of beautiful. But the weird thing about grid power is it doesn't specify who is the owner of which block that has to deal with it. You just have to kind of know who placed it. So in single player, that's not a big deal, because you know, well, if you place it, then it's yours. But in multiplayer, just noting, you will not see any notation of who owns what block. So in terms of mills, like who's producing power with a particular block, and with using devices like resonators, they will not have any designation at all of who owns them. So it's not showing who the power is coming from or going to, which is always paired by the players. Anyhow, I'll alleviate from that, and you can see I have made more stone burnt, and I wasn't having that anywhere nearby. I'll repair those just cause. Again, it looks nice this way, so... Hey, coin, you kind of got in my way whenever I was going to put down this mill again. Well, again, it doesn't really matter, but still. But the resonator is working fine. Now, I can, in fact, use this now to make better mills. And although I can always use the manual mill, the thing is, the more power sources you have, the better. Lava mill sounds pretty good, but I'll have to first make sure that I have lava scanned in. I mean, that'd be a good thing to do before going with something with lava in its name. Yes, I have buckets of lava, so that will be fine. Okay, so what do I need for this? I need some more stone burnt, which I have. I need a resonating redstone crystal, so red. Give me one of those. I need an ingot of gold. Yeah, just an ingot, please. I don't need a whole block. Meanwhile, tossing this back to wallet. It's amazing how much money I get for beating enemies. I think it's based on the scale of the enemy's power, and some of them around here are bigger, so it makes it where I'm getting a lot of money. Okay, so this is a lava mill. I can do that again and get a couple of these, and I'll be able to get a little bit more GP generation. GP stands for grid power, by the way, in case you're wondering. And I found a really great way to resonate up a lot of EMC, and I'll show that in a moment, actually, because, I mean, I'll be going through a lot, and since I found a good way to do it, I'm not going to be too terribly worried about exact amounts for a while. So while I'm making all this stuff, I should be fine. Now, let me see here. The big thing is where to locate these at? I mean, I'd kind of like to make, oh yeah, people wandering in. This is exactly why I was wanting to make this special new door, because again, they can get in here, but they cannot spawn in here. So if I simply bar the door for them, I won't have this problem anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure that I don't have things randomly wandering into my beautiful new Ender base. So, that's definitely a thing that I want to change. I think it's the ineffable glass. I don't think it's ethereal. I think it's ineffable. And since I'm going to be obtaining some stuff with buckets anyhow. Okay, let's say I get a couple of these, because I'm going to be using this. Yeah. I don't want to put this right in my floor, but the thing is, I can put this anywhere in a world. So, how about I just put this in the back? Because the enemies will wander into it and die, which is always fun. Okay, I want to create a special area for each of these. The nice, calm nature of the end. Or the only things that want to attack you, you can easily know whenever it's going to happen. Actually, I might want to place these around just to kind of get them out of my inventory. And to make it look a little better around here otherwise. But yeah, each of these mills should be placed in an area with kind of flowing lava. So I'm going to just pour this here. Here you go. Aha, it's generating power. Yeah, it's saying generating power 5.36, 1.5, so it says power generating 1.5. So it's not as optimal as it could be, but I can enhance that, and oh, burn, will you? Just walk into the lava. Oh, you didn't walk into the lava. It would have been cool if you would have walked into the lava. But no, you had to be Mr. Smart zombie and not go in whenever I was trying to hit you. Smarty zombie. And it wasn't one of those with the special zombie brains either, but that's in Thaumcraft. That's for another thing. It's not generating extra from this. Oh yeah, he's trying to avoid it. He's got the... I was trying to hit him with a pickaxe to knock him in, but no, he's not doing it. He's not wanting any of this. I mean, you can't blame him, but still. Okay, so I'm going to create another one of these, probably right next to it. Ish. Over here. Oh, come on. And you thought hitting him with a pickaxe was pretty brutal from my skill level, because I spent a few points on offense, and might I add, those points of offense work for any item you're holding in hand. So, yeah. That means no matter what I'm using as a weapon, I get a damage bonus. Okay, that'll do. Okay, so I'm generating 3 GP continuously just from these two. I don't know if that's enough to fully power this, because the way GP works is a bit different than RF. Like, considerably different, so... yeah. Like, one of the things is, if, see, right now, it's not working. And the reason why is, if you don't have enough energy to do what you're going to do, it basically jams. Like, I'm only generating 3 power right now, and it's saying it needs 8 for this to work. This is saying it needs 16. Now, because I'm only generating 3 power, it can't add up to that. So, therefore, I need more mills. Now, the thing is, I can again still use the manual mill. And because I do, in fact, need more stone burnt to do this, I just need to wag this a bit, wave it around, and give it a spin. And then pretty soon, it will keep generating more stone burnt. and I can use this to make more lava mills. And lava mills will be nice passive power. There are some other options I can try, like if I actually have the lunar dust, then one of the things I can do with it is see if I can make these. Oh, excuse me. See if I can make these kind of reverse solar panels, and see if they can act around here, because it's constantly, in essence, night in the end. Sort of. Again, it's a little different of a story, but yeah. But once I can continuously generate 8 grid power, then I can make as much stone burnt as I'd like without standing here. So, just saying. Now, powering up even more so will enable me to make bigger things. Like, I could still use this to create my special lunar dust, because they do require more power than I'd be continuously generating if I was only continuously generating 8. So, yeah. So I still may use this as a booster. Okay. How much do I have here? I have 7, which is enough just for, like, 1 more mill, especially if I'm going for lava. Now, the fire mill, it's 6 stone burnt each, although I also need nether brick fence. So the question is, do I have anything nether in here? I do in fact have netherrack scanned. I gathered that from one of the one of those overworld nether biomes from Ad Pharaohs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly zap these with a little bit of charcoal. So thanks, super catalyzing reaction from the Philosopher's Stone. You're going to help me very much, because I think I might make some fire mills. And for that, I need some nether brick. Okay, a bit more of that. Bit here, because this fire mill sounds like a good idea. I really do like where that one's going. Okay, the fire mill produces 2 GP, and it has to be placed over fire. Oh, I'll also need some netherrack to keep it continuously powered, so... Let's see, do I have flint and steel, or did I use that already? Okay, beautiful. So I'll be able to set up a fire mill as well. I don't need too much more stone burnt for this, because it... In fact, I might be able to make 2 of them. They seem to be more reliable than the lava mill, because the lava mill, it says it makes 2 GP, but it was saying 1.5, so I think I need to try something like this. So a couple of redstone gears, a couple of resonating redstone crystals, as before. It's an interesting note that you just look at these and it tells you about your grid power. Like, you don't even have to click it in the world or anything, it just tells you what you're doing, so that's kind of a nice little touch. I might actually need, because I'm going to be making 2 of these, I'll be needing a couple of these. So, yeah. Hey, you. You're not supposed to be there. Yoink. There we go. Okay, what was that exactly? Fire mill. Okay, I need these up here, actually. These here, and I get 2 fire mills. Those can be refunded. I can throw that out for now. So you go in there. Okay. Hi, Enderman. I'm not here for you, per se. It's gonna be a really toasty area in a little while. I just know it. Okay, now let me see here. The best way to do this. Uh-huh. I heard you guys. I'm hitting you with a bag because of my bonuses. Why? Just because I feel like it. Okay, I don't feel like it anymore. Chop! That really is a good sword. What I was trying to do... So I was trying to clear off a little space so that I could properly line up a few things. You know, this could be like a fire mill row right here. So I could do more fire mills here, because if I have this staged up just a little bit, then I should be able to kind of just position them along here, have the netherrack along there, light them, so yeah, that'll work. I like that idea. Maybe eventually have 5 of them along here or so. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, work out nice. 5 fire mills. I don't have enough stone burnt for that yet, but as I power up a couple more, I should be getting closer to having, like, a continuous... Oh, I don't know. I'll just fill some of this in. Okay. Maybe 6 here. And missed, but whatever. Okay, so I just need to put down a couple of these. I need to put these above. And then I need to light these up. We have additional power. Nice to know, but still not quite enough to be absolutely continuous. So that's the thing. Not in the mood.